Hello, my pretties. So, you just enrolled, or maybe you've been here for a while, but you're stuck with getting some ideas to post some attractive content. Well, I'm going to help you with that. I've been doing this for a decade now, and counting. My favorite way of sharing stuff on social media in a way that just attracts more like-minded people to me and adds me to those circles that I want to be a part of and vice versa is, first, I do an audit of what I'm interested in. So there's 4, 5, 6 things, whatever that I'm interested in, and I post consistently about those things. And I learn and teach every day. What's great about learning and teaching every day is it starts to establish you as an authority, and the longer that you do it with consistency, the more of an authority that you're going to be seen as. So learning something new and teaching something every day, just a little bit of something small and digestible. And when you do that every day, do it every day for a year, and you're going to know a lot about that particular topic matter. You do it every day for a year, then multiply that by 10 years, and in 10 years you're going to know a lot times 10 about a subject matter. And it's just little digestible pieces at a time. So it serves two big purposes, learning and teaching something small and digestible every day. One, it establishes you as an authority, it builds a circle of new friends and contacts around you that are like-minded on some level. And two, it really ramps up your own personal educational process about whatever you want to learn about. So with me, for example, I like health, fitness, wellness. We'll just lump that into one. Call it wellness, I guess. Health, fitness, nutrition, food, wellness, all that stuff. And I also love travel, and I love art, I love music, I play guitar. Those are my things. That's what I love, okay? So all my posts are about those things. Now when it comes to learning and teaching, that's primarily for like food, health, fitness, wellness, oh, and money. Money's a big one. I love talking about money and teaching people about money and showing them how they can fire their boss and that kind of stuff. So learning and teaching is pretty much reserved for those topic matters around health, fitness, wellness, you know, those kinds of things, money. When it comes to travel, for example, it's more of a sharing thing. I'm not really learning and teaching. I learn while I travel, and then I can teach based on what I learn when I'm traveling. But the travel itself is more of a sharing kind of thing, like I'm sharing my journey with people. And that's really cool. That just gets people really interested, and they get curious and they want to see more of what you're about. And then of course art and music, and I play guitar. I'll do little videos and little live feeds of me just playing my music. That's a lot of fun. So start thinking, draw parallels to stuff that you're into. It doesn't have to be the stuff I'm interested in. I'm just giving you some examples, but get the concept of it down, and you'll never run out of ideas and content to put out there that's going to draw people in. It's really important. And testimonials. Since you're in a home business, you also want to, in addition to learning and teaching, you want to share stories. Mostly your own, because that's going to be the most powerful, because that's direct. That's first-hand experience. Second-hand experience is also very powerful, where you're talking about other people's stories. It works, but first-hand, nothing beats first-hand. So you got to be consuming product, using product, being a product of the product, so you get results and you can share your own first-hand experiences. That's not much more powerful than that. But when I'm doing testimonials and sharing stories, the most important thing of that is, well, think about it. When you hear a testimonial, they all sound exactly the same. They're formatted exactly the same. And you wonder if it's true or not because they all sound the same. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. So I like to vary it up. I'll put it in my own words. I don't copy and paste stories or testimonials. If I'm talking about someone else, that would be a second-person point of view, second-person account, then I am changing the words totally. Keeping the facts, so you know, the facts are the facts. If I'm sharing a success story, somebody lost 100 pounds and made their first, I don't know, couple $100 in their first week or whatever in their home business, I'm not going to copy and paste whatever. I'm going to keep those facts the same, but I'm going to put it in my words and share it and be creative that way. And it just takes maybe a couple of minutes of being thoughtful about it, rather than copying and pasting is lazy, and it doesn't work here. Sorry about that interruption. And then when it's my own story, well, that's going to come out in my own verbiage anyway. And I'll be creative and fun, and I'll throw humor in there, and I'll, you know, whatever. Now here's one common variable, whether I'm sharing my success story or I'm sharing somebody else's success story. And that common variable is I'm focused 50% or more on what challenges had to be overcome, what setbacks, what hurdles, whatever it is. I never, ever share a success story, and all I talk about is the success. I have to talk about at least half of that story has to be about what had to be overcome to create that success. Otherwise, it doesn't seem real, it doesn't seem relatable, people cannot connect to it because people have got their own struggles, and we want to help show them a way to overcome their own struggles. And the best way to show them how to overcome their own struggles is to talk about our struggles and what we did to overcome them, whether it's us or a secondhand account of somebody else. So those are some tips on how to share stories, whether they're yours or somebody else's. You have to talk about what had to be overcome and what you did or what that person did to overcome them. Hugely important. Be creative and fun with it. And if you need ideas for stuff to talk about, well, first do that audit and just write it down what you're interested in. I hope health and fitness is up there, right? I hope it is. And then outside of that, what are you into? And you can start just sharing bits and pieces of your life in addition to learning and teaching something every day. And when you put your content out there, whether it's video or status updates or blog posts or whatever, that first sentence that you speak or type has to be powerful. It has to grab somebody's attention because people today have an attention span of 3 seconds, if that. So if you open up a video with, well, first let me tell you about my... No, they're gone. You have to open up with something bold, like 100-pound weight loss. I have so much energy. My kids have a much better example thanks to me. Here's what I... something open, bold like that. And then the content has to be consistent with what you opened with, and just deliver on that value and over-deliver on the promise of that first 3 seconds of your video or blog or whatever. And then at the end of it, you want to make sure you got a really good call to action. It could be, if you dig this, like it, love it, share it, comment your thoughts below. And if you have questions or you want to talk about your own goals, private message me or send me an email at da-da-da-da-da. You want to have a call to action at the end of everything. Because your goal with creating content is to develop a bigger following as well as generate interest in people to want to know about what you're doing, because maybe you might be able to help them achieve their own goals, health, fitness, financial. You want to pique people's curiosity so that they're writing you and they're asking you questions, because then you can have that conversation, and depending on how the conversation goes, you might be able to make a recommendation. It's like, hey, based on everything you shared with me, I don't know how you'd feel about this, but I have something that might help you out. It's helped others. It's helped me in XYZ. Would you mind if I shared it with you? A link, a video. Take a look at it, and if you like what you see, then let's talk more about it. If you see it and it's a good fit for you, let's move forward on it. Something like that. So here's some things you can do to get content ideas on whatever. Like, for example, the other day I was shopping somewhere, I don't remember, the local grocery store, and I saw these magazine articles next to me at the checkout. They've always got the magazines there. And I saw a headline that was so catchy. I took a picture of it in case I would forget it. And I'm like, man, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to use that, and I'll create content around that idea. I might have to change some of the words so it's, the topic matter is different. But the way the headline was formulated, it's like, oh my God, that's brilliant. That's catchy right off the bat. So that's one place. And you got to remember, those are people, for those magazines, whoever's creating that copy ads for those, they're being paid millions of dollars. So they got to have good stuff. Another idea is, I don't know, you go to the library, or not even a library these days, we've got the internet. You can research all kinds of books, big top-selling books about how to do this or that. A bunch of how-to mechanical stuff, especially with the weight loss industry and the health and nutrition and fitness and food. There's lists about how to do this or how to avoid that. You can look at any one of those things, maybe a list of 10 ways to gain more energy, or whatever it is, and that could be 10 videos, or even one video, or maybe 2 videos with 5 of those each you can learn and teach. It just goes on and on and on. So there's no reason to ever dry up on content, except if you're not utilizing any of the resources that's available for you to help get your brain going. So like if I'm having a day where nothing's coming to mind, all I have to do is go, walk up and down a magazine rack somewhere, or search magazine stuff on Google or YouTube and look at catchy headlines and whatever, and it's, oh, that's an idea, I could talk about that. And instead of I might see something that has nothing to do with what I'm interested in, and like I don't know, 7 things to avoid when shopping for blankets. Bad idea. You're like, well, I don't care about that. Maybe 7 things to avoid when trying to lose weight. And I could do something about that. And maybe it can be 2 ways instead of 7. Who knows? But those are some examples. And so with that, you should never ever run out of ideas to develop for new content. So develop new content on a daily basis and make it varied. You're learning and teaching something. You're sharing stories focused on what had to be overcome to create those successes, and sharing what you're interested in, what you're passionate about in your life, whether it's travel, art, music, crafting, whatever. So hope this helps you out. And I've got tons more social media training on my website at tomburkenmeyer.com. It's tomburkenmeyer.com. Take care, coaches.